So I wanted to make a video, even though I look very scruffy right now, and I honestly feel awful. Don't worry, I know I look awful. Let me tell you that. But anyways, that's because allergy season. But regardless, so there was a post that I made a little while ago on the Blaine Sniper's video, one of his shorts. I mean, when he talks about 22 LR in a let's just say not a very good situation, right? And I made a little comment and I explained myself, but I wanted to do that in a video format. So there's a common debate people always talk about. Would you rather have a 22 LR or a 12 gauge shotgun for not very good situations in life? And I mean, the long-term not very good situation. Like, you can only have that one firearm for like 4 or 5 years, or you use it until you can only find another one or something like that. So I said, after many months of thinking, what I personally would do is get a bolt action 5.56 chambered rifle. And some people wanted to talk about it because they thought it was actually a very interesting idea, because that's unheard of. A bolt action 5.56. Why would you do a bolt action 5.56? But I'll tell you why you would want a bolt action 5.56. So when it comes to long-term usage, the reason why you want a bolt action specifically and not a semi-auto firearm is because of the cleaning purposes. So let's just say in 4 or 5 years, right, I have to use this one thing for 4 to 5 years. So since I'm going to have to be using it 4 or 5 years, I would like to clean it as much as I can. But with a lot of firearms, the most that I've done with non-corrosive ammo is 2 weeks. I clean them, make sure it works, whatnot. Yeah, corrosive ammo, I do a little bit, the most is 2 days. There was just a time where I couldn't do it the day of, when I really wanted to do it the day of. But when it comes to non-corrosive ammo, that's the thing I would mostly use, because I won't always have this chance to, I don't know the best way to say it, but I just won't always have the best chance to clean my firearm. So that's the reason why I picked the bolt action, is because, as long as you're not shooting black powder, even if it's corrosive ammo, you could probably go a month or 2 with a bolt action before you start noticing shrivels with it. But I want a firearm for the not very good scenarios where I don't have to clean it every day. Because as you know, when that stuff happens, I won't always have cleaning oil, whatever, available. The reason why I wanted 5.56 in particular is because if you look into, let's just say, the 20 gauge, not 20 gauge, the 12 gauge and the 22 LR debate. 12 gauge is good, but even strapping 80 around my body by doing some various things, it would get in the way. What I mean by that is, they're very heavy and they're very bulky. Now, when you look into the 22 LR debate, 22 LR is, yes, it can game end, because it is YouTube. I have to, since I'm uploading this to YouTube, and I might possibly upload it to Rumble, I should make 2 different videos, but since this is going to be uploaded to YouTube as well, I gotta watch my language. But it could game end a player, right? But it's very hard, and it won't be immediate. A lot of people like immediate game ending when it comes to their life potentially being game ended. So you could carry a lot of them, and they're very good for pest control and whatnot. I don't know if it was legal, but I made sure it was did not hurt. But I got a 22 LR revolver, just going around, shooting pests, mostly coyotes. accidentally hit a bunny rabbit. Didn't last long, but you know, it could take a bunny on. It also could take a coyote down. 2 or 3 shots of a coyote around the skull area. It will game into them pretty good. Or maybe my shots were just lucky. I'm not 100% sure. I don't do 22 LR anymore with coyote hunting because when you see a coyote, like any other animal that is a pest, you just want to get rid of as much as you can. So I came up with a solution of the 5.56 because 5.56 is like, okay, so if we think about it, the 2.23 is just a really beefy 22 LR. And then a 5.56 is a really super beefy 22 LR. But it has depending on your barrel length and the powder behind it, you have a lot of capability to even take on a deer. Now, you would have to be really good to take on that deer. You would kind of have to be pretty precise to game end it. But hogs, deer, a lot of things 5.56 can take, especially when it comes to like green tip 5.56. But I don't know how good those are specifically for hunting. Never used those for hunting before. So I can carry a lot of 5.56 with me and have a lot of firepower. So there's just a lot that there's just a lot, and I'm going to have to like review everything on why for a not very good situation, I think most people should bring a 5.56 bolt action rifle, and eventually I'll buy one so I can the saying go, nut up or shut up. I will be nutting up my money because, put my money where the mouth is. Man, that's a really bad thing to say within the same video. Anyways, for review time. The reason why a bolt action 5.56 rifle is the best for a not very good situation for very long term is because, one, bolt actions don't need to be cleaned as much as a semi-auto one would be. 2, actually, I forgot to add this, but 2, I mean, a bolt action, as long as you get no dirt or anything in that, you can freaking shoot, open it up, and keep on going. As long as you don't get anything in there, which, if it's closed, I don't think a lot of times it would get in there, stuff would get into the bolt, unless you're doing some weird stuff. But yeah, so I forgot to add that, but that's like another like bonus. Number 3, I can carry a lot of 5.56. I can just carry a lot of them, and 2.23. So if I go out scavenging, I find some 2.23, I can use 2.23 in my 5.56. Another thing is that it's not heavy as much. I guess this would be another bonus because I didn't talk about it, but like a 5.56 rifle, really isn't that heavy compared to like a shotgun. Maybe they're the same, but because of recoil capabilities, and as you guys know, ounces make pounds, traveling with a 5.56 bolt action for a very long time would be the best. Now, there's a lot more to it. Would I run irons or a scope? I would have to say for a while I would have to use a scope, but if eventually I had to let it go, I'd carry around my irons. But yeah, that's a whole nother different scenario, and for a while this is just a 10-minute ranting video of me going on and on. But hey, I'm just saying that I had to explain why after so many months of thinking, a bolt action 5.56 would be way better than a 22 LR bolt action or firearm in general, and why a 5.56 bolt action would be way better than a 12 gauge shotgun. I worded that very wrong and whatnot, but yes, in a very bad situation, the bolt action 5.56 is far superior than the other two firearms we talked about.